Everyone, and welcome again to our Facebook live from WBOB Studios here at Bowley Elementary School. My name is Latanya Leeks, and I am the principal at Bowley Elementary School. And again, welcome to our parents, to our students, to our staff, to our DODEA leadership. Again, we're so happy to have you aboard. I have with me today my very trusty partner in crime, Mr. Matthew Tamala, who is our educational technologist, as well as Mr. Larry Daffin, my other partner in crime, who is the assistant principal here, and he's going to help to field some of our questions and provide us more information as we try to keep you updated on the information regarding our school closures. So I would like to start off today, again, of reminding parents that we do have minimal staffing here at Bowley due to teleworking. We still have our phones forwarded so that in case you do need to get in contact with us, you can still call the school number at 910-907-0202. In case you have any questions, those phone calls are forwarded to me, so you'll actually be able to speak to me. However, we don't have staff here 5 days throughout the week to receive guests. So please do not come unless we have specified hours in which we will be operating with staff. I'm going to ask if you would to please allow me to speak to a few bullet points to give you some information about some things that will be coming up for next week. But feel free to send your questions to our live Facebook feed, and we will be answering those questions after we go over the information in our script. So I do want to start off with probably one of the most important questions that we have. What is the status of reopening the schools? When will the schools reopen? At this time, folks, there is no reopening that has been scheduled. We will continue to move forward with virtual learning. There has not been a date that has been agreed upon that schools will possibly open. So again, as we have viewers to come on, at this time, school is basically closed until further notice. There is no reopening date. I want to give you an update on some activities that will take place on next week. So you may want to take out pen and paper to write down some important dates and times in regard to how we will be moving next week. So many of you last time asked about packets. If you remember on March 16th, which was the last day that students were in school, teachers sent home packets for students to work on, and you have been asking about when will we be able to return those. Well, we have designated a date and a system that we will use to try to not only pick up those packets that have been completed, but there are a few grade levels who have agreed to provide some additional work that will support the online work that the students are doing. So let me go ahead and give you some dates and some times. If you have a packet of work that you would like to return to your students, or if you would like to pick up additional work for your students or both, next Thursday, April the 9th, between 8 and 3 p.m., we will have faculty members in place to provide a box for you to drop off any work that has been completed and to also pick up new work that will support the online work that students are doing. How will this be done? Families will be able to drop off work for the grade levels and pick up those packets using our car rider line. And if you've never used that car rider line before, it is accessible on Knox Street. Okay, so again, April the 9th, between 8 o'clock and 3 o'clock, families can just go through the car rider line to drop off packets, and we will get those to teachers. But I do want to advise this. Not all grade levels will be providing new packets for students. So let me make clear which grade levels will be providing new packets for next week. If you have students in first, second, third, or fourth grade, those teachers will be providing packets or workbooks that will need to go home with students. Again, first, second, third, and fourth grade teachers will be providing books and work packets to give out for next week. If your child is in pre-K, kinder, or fifth, there will not be a packet that will need to go out. Those all of the work will just simply be completed online. So I wanted to make sure that that is clear. Pre-K, kinder, and fifth grade will not have packets to give out for next week. So again, pinpoint Thursday, 8 o'clock to 3 o'clock, using the car rider line, you will be able to drop off old packets and pick up new packets.
Miss Leeks, will we be using both car rider lines like we normally do?
We will be using both car rider lines. So normally whenever you first pull into the car rider line, they are sectioned off based on whether the students are pre-K through first, and then second and through fifth are in another general area. Is going to be the same concept. So what we will do is maintain first and second grade pickup in one area, third and fourth grade in another area, so that we'll be able to get that information out to parents in an orderly fashion. Okay? Along with that, our information specialist, Ms. Vassy, who works in our library, along with Ms. Bagwell-Moore, will be helping us to provide new books for kids who need more books. So what if your students have read all of the books that they checked out on March the 16th and they wanted to get new books? Well, obviously, we cannot allow the students to come in the building to check those books out. So this is what will happen. Ms. Vassy, our information specialist, is going to pull together a tutorial video, and we'll have that sent out and placed on our dojo that will show parents how to place books on hold. And this will only work for students who have Google login accounts. So if your child has a student.dodea.edu Google account, you will be able to access that system. So tomorrow you'll be able to watch that tutorial. If you're interested in putting books on hold, you can put your books on hold there. Ms. Vassy will then come in, pull those books, and then on Thursday, on the same day that we will be giving out packets, you will be able to return the old books, and we're asking if you would please place those books in a bag. Return your old books, and the books that you place on hold online, we will be able to provide those new books to you to go home with kids so that they will still have really good literature to read at home. So again, that will also take place on April the 9th from 8 o'clock until 3 o'clock, that students will be able to pick up and return packets, as well as drop off and pick up new books for kids to be able to take it home for spring break time. Okay, so we look forward to making sure that that information is available to you during that time. We have another event that will be taking place. As you know, April is the month of the military child, and we're very excited about that. And our PTA has been very busy putting together some of the materials that we had pre-ordered before we knew that we would be in a shelter-in-place type of situation. So the PTA has received shirts from the last order that they did for the month of the military child and field day. With this being the month of the military child, we would like to try to get those shirts out to parents and students as soon as possible. So again, we have some new dates and times. So again, please make sure you have pencil and paper ready. PTA plans to set up a drive-through T-shirt pickup for all families who pre-ordered shirts to come and pick them up. Now, those pickup dates will be this Friday and this Saturday. Again, Friday and Saturday, April 3rd and 4th, and that time will be from 4 o'clock until 6 o'clock. The PTA will be set up in the parking lot, the big parking lot across the street from us at Bowley, and they're going to have 3 separate lanes organized by alphabetical order of the students' last names. So parents can just simply drive through their designated lane, and PTA members will be outside ready to hand you your shirts, and you don't need to get out of the car at all. It will simply be a drive-up service. So again, between tomorrow and Saturday, from 4 o'clock in the afternoon until 6, and they will be located at the big parking lot across the street from Bowley. So you won't be coming on Bowley's campus, but you'll go across the street to the big parking lot. They're going to set up 3 lines. It will be in alphabetical order. You just drive through, and PTA members will be able to give you the shirts that you've already pre-ordered. So we have some questions in regard to that.
Sure. The first question is from Ruby Marie. It says, do the entire packets have to be completed or only from the first week before Google Classrooms begin?
So again, when those packets are given out, the teachers will have instructions on when those packets will need to be completed. We do not want parents to sit down and try to get through every single thing in one day. We ask again that you please allow yourself, allow your children to have some pace. It is not our intent to have students sitting down in front of a computer or with packets for hours upon hours out of the day. So each grade level will have a designated date in which they would like for your packets to be turned back in. And teachers will reach out to parents to make you aware of when those packets will be due. So based on whether it's a first, second, third, or fourth grader, and the amount of work that may need to be done, the teachers again will reach out to let you know when those packets will need to be turned in. It will be based on the grade level and the work that needs to be completed.
All right, our next question is, will younger kids' packets be with older kids' packets like they are in the car rider line, or will parents have to go into both lines?
So what we're going to try to do is have staff members at designated areas. So if you have older kids and younger kids, we'll try to do our best to accommodate you. We might be able to get the packet down there to you. Hopefully there won't be too much backlog with the number of cars there, but we'll have runners available who will be able to get those packets to you if you need them. However, if you have one student and you just need to get into that one area, you'll just drive through and we'll be able to get it there. So we'll have people who will run to get to you, and there will be enough space that will allow you to be able to get out of one area to get into another area if indeed that is the case. But we will accommodate you the very best that we can.
Next question, you covered a little bit, but I'm going to ask it. Will parents be refunded for the T-shirt money they sent to PTA a few weeks ago?
If the money is for the T-shirts have been ordered, and the T-shirts are ready for pickup. So I'm not sure if the money that is being stated is based on the T-shirts, but again, if this is a PTA order outside of T-shirts, PTA would have to speak up in regard to whether or not something is going to be reimbursed. But as of right now, the T-shirts are here. They're ready for pickup, and you will be able to pick them up beginning tomorrow from 4 o'clock until 6 o'clock at the big parking lot across from Bowley, as well as on Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m. at the big parking lot across from Bowley. Are there any additional questions that we need to address?
There is another question. It is, how will the registration for the new school year work? Specifically, how will new pre-K students be registered? Enrollment was supposed to happen April 31st to May 1st.
Right. So that was going to be the next thing that I was going to address, but I wanted to make sure that there were no more questions in regard to the PTA orders that we need to go through. So if we can move through the script just a tad bit, I want to address a couple of things that will be happening. This is a reminder, too, that we do have report cards that will be going home. You remember that this past Monday was a teacher work day. Report cards are scheduled to go home next Friday. Along with report cards, we will be sending re-registration forms. Now, re-registration is different from the pre-K kindergarten registration, so I want to make sure that I address that. The re-registration forms, which are the Form 600s, along with the letters, will be placed in the same envelope with the report cards, which will be going home on April the 10th. Those re-registration forms and 600 forms are very important because they help to provide us with the data that's needed for our enrollment for next year and helps us inform our staffing, how many teachers we get to keep each year based on the number of students that we have, and also the amount of resources that we receive. So very important that that gets sent in. That re-registration form is for our current students. So if your child is currently enrolled, we're trying to find out whether or not your child will be coming back. When we send that form home, there will be very explicit instructions on what you will need to do to get that back. That would be there will be a self-addressed stamped envelope that will allow you to send that registration form back, and that will be due by April the 24th. Okay, so again, that will be sent home along with report cards next Friday. They will be mailed out. So you won't get them, but they will be mailed out by the 10th. Once you receive them, please make sure that you complete that re-registration form and have it sent back by April 24th, and that needs to be sent back by mail. Now, the question that you had was pertaining to our pre-K and kindergarten registration, which was supposed to be at the end of April going into the first week of May. All of our registration deadlines and all of our registration processes will be made through our DODEA online registration system, also known as DOORS. We will provide you with the date in terms of when that registration will happen and how it will happen, mitigating how the next few weeks will unfold in terms of the COVID-19 and our social distancing. So the virus is sort of setting all the deadlines right now. So everything that we had in place before, we're having to make some adjustments. So for new kids, which will be our new pre-K students and our new kindergarten students, those dates are going to probably be readjusted. Because we're just getting through re-registration. So when those dates are going to be published, we'll come out again live to make sure that we get that information out. It will be posted on our website. It will be posted on Facebook. We'll push it through Dojo, and it will also go out in our Mid-Atlantic and Fort Bragg Facebook pages as well. So again, those dates for pre-K and kindergarten are were once set in stone. Now that we have our new normal that's going on, it's going to be changed. When those dates come out, you'll be going through the DODEA online registration system, or DOORS, and you will have explicit instructions on how to complete that. And that is simply for pre-K and kindergarten students. That's for new registration. That will happen later on. The re-registration that I just mentioned is for our students who are currently enrolled and will be returning or may even not be returning. We need to know that as well, and we'll need you to send that back as soon as possible. Okay.
All right, Ms. Leeks, we have another question. Money that is on student lunch accounts, how can that money be refunded?
That is a very good question. Unfortunately, I don't know the exact answer for that, but I will be reaching out to our chief of staff and to John McKnight in regard to how we will handle any refunds. Again, if we do return back to schools, there may be some adjustments that may need to be made. However, we don't have any indication right now that that could be happening anytime soon. But that is a very valid question. And Mr. Daffin and I will be reaching out to Charlie Council, our chief of staff, so that that could be something that is noted, and we'll have a process in place so that there can be a way for parents to get reimbursed for those accounts. Thank you so much for that question. Okay. Again, we want to remind families about spring break, which will be April 13th and 17th. That has not changed. As much as you're looking forward to having some time away from the laptops, teachers are going to be looking forward to that time to get refreshed again. So again, we are looking forward to having a break on April the 13th through the 17th. Our last day next week will be on April 10th. And we're also looking forward to a few surprises as well. Parents, you just don't really know how much we miss kids and how much we miss seeing them, teaching them, caring for them, loving on them. And so we have a few special things up our sleeve that we're looking forward to doing, and we'll try to make you aware of those activities as soon as we have everything solidified. But please know that your families and your children are in our minds and on our hearts daily. We are here because of you and because of your children and your families. And we just can't say enough how much we appreciate everything that you've done to step in our place and to provide us with feedback and support during this entire process. I believe that we do have an additional question.
This question is about fifth graders because they're not returning to Bowley. Will parents need to reach out to Albritton, or will Albritton contact them?
We are going to look at how we'll do that process. Very good question. Normally, we do a walkthrough at the middle school, and we take a field trip, take the children over there so that they can meet teachers and they can meet the administration. Obviously, that's not something that we could instantly do now. So we're going to look at providing that as a process to see how we can best make that happen. But that will be a school based issue. We will make sure that we handle that on our end. So we'll make sure that that happens. With the registration, again, that is going to be part of our process. So we take that information once we have the indication whether or not you're going to continue to be enrolled or not, or if you're not going to be here. We take that and we move those records over to the next school. So you don't ever have to do that. We base that all on that Form 600 and from the feedback that you provide us. So as long as you send us back that letter, we're able to transfer that information over to the middle school so that they will know what the next steps are going to be for your child. So that's another reason why that form is so very important. Are there additional questions?
We do. The question is about reading count. Do we keep emailing Ms. Garcia about the books they need to be tested on?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Ms. Garcia has been a godsend with that, and we thank her for her hard work. So please continue to send that information to Ms. Garcia, and her contact information is on our virtual learning platform. Do we have any additional questions? It looks like we might be in decent shape. Again, we do have some very good questions that we're going to be researching and working on, and we hope to be able to provide you some information on very, very quickly. Thank you so much for tuning in and becoming a part of our Facebook Live. We want to thank you again for your hard work. We'll look forward to coming back again next week to provide you with any more updates. Please check your emails, your dojo, and your text messages in case we have any information that we need to send down to you. And as always, it is a great day to be a Bowley Bobcat, where we are always ready for learning with high expectations for all. Thank you so much and have a wonderful, wonderful day.